Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. 1% of our population controls 99% of the wealth. If you know the rules to the financial game, you're able to play in that financial game. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to give you my 3 rules you need to know in order to take advantage of the opportunity in our financial game. The first rule you need to understand is how to leverage money to make money. Let me give you a quick history on banks. Banks do 2 things. They take in money from people like you and I, and they lend money to people like you and I. Taking in deposits, which is a liability for them, because in most cases they got to pay us an interest rate on that deposit, so it's a liability. And then they lend that deposit out in the form of a loan, which is an asset. And the reason it's an asset for them because they have an interest rate that you and I have to pay them in order to borrow that money. So that becomes a stream of income for them. Once you know that simple concept of how banks work, then you'll understand how you are able to go in there and borrow money. Now, how do you leverage their money though? The way I leverage their money, and the way a lot of other wealthy people leverage bank money is they borrow that money and they invest it into assets that create money. Assets like real estate, assets like a business, assets like an investment portfolio, assets like they invested in other people. So that's the way you would leverage bank money or any money in order to create more money. If you understand that number 1 rule, then you will have an opportunity to participate in the game. Rule number 2, you'll need to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Now, in my opinion, the definition of good debt is any debt that creates more income than the cost of borrowing the money. Let me walk you through that. Here's an example. I go to the bank, I get a loan for $1 million to buy a piece of real estate. The bank says, okay, you're a good risk profile, Richard, we'll lend you the money. I take the $1 million. They're going to charge me a 4% interest rate for that $1 million. Then I go out, I buy my piece of real estate, and my net return on that real estate is 8%. So I borrowed the money for 4%. My net return on that $1 million is 8%. So I do simple math. I subtract my 8%, I subtract my 4% that I'm paying to the bank from my 8%. That leaves me a net gain on that investment of 4%. So in my opinion, that's good debt. So what's the definition of bad debt? It's just the opposite. When I take out a loan at 4% and I take that money and I can only invest it and earn 3%, then in my opinion, that's bad debt. Simply put, bad debt is if I can't earn more than what it cost me for the loan, then that's bad debt. When you understand that concept, guys, it will help you as you go out and look to build a business, build a real estate portfolio, or any other additional stream of income. Don't get caught up on people telling you, oh, don't take out any debt, you need to save up. Look, if that's the way you want to do it, great. But I can tell you right now, the wealthiest people in this country borrow money all the time. A wealthy person goes out and buys a Gulfstream jet for $65 million. You can't believe they actually go out and write a check for that. They don't. They go to a bank and they borrow the majority of that money. And then they turn around and they take that Gulfstream jet. They'll use it for part of the year. And then they're going to put it in a jet rental program, a private jet rental program where they're going to lease that jet out to other people for the remainder of the year. And they're going to cover all their costs break even or make money. That's how the rich stay rich, is because they understand good debt versus bad debt. If you understand that concept, guys, rule number 2, you put yourself in a position to play in the game. Rule number 3 you need to understand in order to play in the game is the tax code and how to develop with your CPA strategies that will help you avoid paying unnecessary taxes. Now, I'm not opposed to paying taxes. I pay my fair share of taxes, and I'm okay with that. I think we all should pay a certain level of taxes. I just think we all should pay our fair share. But let me give you a statistic. 60 of the most profitable Fortune 500 companies paid 0 taxes. And those combined earnings for those 60 most profitable Fortune 500 companies was $79 billion. They paid 0 taxes. Why is that? Because in this country, our tax code allows certain things, certain strategies that you can use in order to avoid paying taxes. For these 60 most profitable Fortune 500 companies, 2 of the techniques they used were they would set up foreign subsidiaries in foreign countries who had favorable tax treatment for them. Basically, they would funnel the profits to those countries and pay less taxes or no taxes. Some of your biggest companies in the United States does that, guys. So that's one way they avoided paying taxes. The other way is they used a technique called accelerated depreciation. And all that means is if you buy an asset, say you buy a piece of equipment, say you buy technology, whatever you buy, you're able to depreciate that entire asset in 1 year, 12 months. You can depreciate it in the same year you bought it. Now, there are certain restrictions, and I'm not going to get into that in this video. I would ask you guys to go do your research on accelerated depreciation. But those are 2 ways that our 60 most profitable Fortune 500 companies in the United States were able to pay no taxes on $79 billion in profits. Now, how does that relate to you and I? Back to what I said earlier. Go get you a CPA that understands your business and understands how you make money, and they will be able to help you take advantage of all of the legal tax strategies that are out there for you to pay only your absolute fair share of taxes. Guys, that's the 3rd rule in order to play the game. The wealthiest people in this country understand that. That's why they don't pay any taxes. The people that pay all the taxes is you and I, because we're considered the middle class. We pay all the taxes in our country in the United States. The wealthiest people in our country pay no taxes or very little taxes. Why? Because they understand that 3rd rule. All I would ask you to do is educate yourself. Go out and do some research. Talk with your CPA and get to a point where you pay your taxes, but you're paying your rightful fair share of them. Well, guys, those are your 3 rules that you need to understand if you want to be admitted into the game. And when I say game, I'm talking about the financial game in this country where the most wealthiest people in this country play. We can take part in that, but we have to be smart and we got to educate ourselves, and we can't be afraid. We can't allow fear to steal our future. A lot of us just are afraid. We have this old way of thinking, and we need to reset our mind and think differently. And by understanding these 3 rules that I just talked about, understand how to leverage money to make money, understand the concept of good debt versus bad debt, and then understand the tax code so that you can use that tax code to your advantage. Not to evade paying taxes, but to avoid paying taxes. Again, guys, talk with a CPA on that one, because I'm not a CPA. I can't give you advice on how to do your taxes. What I'm telling you is, if you want to be able to play the game and play it effectively on the financial end, you'll need to know these three things. I think if you do that, you put yourself in a position to win, and to win every day. Thank y'all for stopping by the channel today and spending a few minutes with me. If you're stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, and give me a thumbs up. It helps the channel and it helps me too. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys continue to chase your greatness, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace. If you want 5 free stocks, Webull is going to give you 5 free stocks. When you open up a new Webull brokerage account, put at least 1 penny in that account. They're going to give you 5 free stocks valued up to $9,600. So after the video, I want you to go down to the description box of the video, click on that Webull link, open up your new account today, go get that free stock, go get that free money. Today's video is sponsored by my company, RF Financial Consulting. And in my company, I work with individuals just like you through financial mentoring and coaching sessions. And in those 1-hour sessions, we talk about strategies to help you get to your financial freedom, whether it be through real estate investing, stock market investing, creating additional streams of income, credit card arbitrage, or starting and growing a business. If that's something that you might be interested in, there's an email address in the description box of the video. Send me an email and let's discuss if I'm the right fit for you.